Thanks for joining us this morning as we prepare to host Buffalo in our Max opener. Begin with the opening statement from Coach Carney and then open the questions.
Yeah, disappointing result in Texas. Really cool environment and experience to be a part of. We recruit a lot of guys that are excited about playing in those games, and we got to play better to start. But I certainly really proud of the resolve of the guys in the fight. Get some points on the board in the fourth quarter there was big for us, and we'll build on that. We'll build on the positives and getting ready for MAC play this week against Buffalo.
Coach, what did you see from Drew in the second half that allowed him to be successful and lead a couple touchdown drives?
Yeah, he continues to get better every single rep. He is, explosive mover. We were just talking about watching Lamar Jackson. He is not Lamar Jackson, but their games are a little similar in the way they move and attack people. I think the sky's the limit for that young man. I'm excited to continue to watch his continued development, and that's making that quarterback battle tough right now.
You had a couple linebackers that led you in tackles. Syed Abu Hamda also had a forced fumble that led to that second touchdown with Cade Wolford. We'll get to him in a moment. Also, Nyland Brown. You mentioned pregame that you wanted to get him in the game more. He ties for your team leading tackles. What can you say about those two young linebackers in the second half?
They tackled the ball physically. We have some run fit issues that we've got to clean up with those guys in a couple situations, and they'll get those things corrected. But as far as playing hard and arriving on the football violently, they check those boxes.
Do you have any update for Flashes fans on any injury designations? I know Garrett Masterson and Mason Woods went down a little bit in that game. Do you have an update for them on that?
Yeah, those guys will be fine. They could have returned to the game in the situation that we were in. We decided to play some other guys, so those guys are going to be healthy for this week. And the one exception may be Donovan Delaney. He went down with his shoulder. We'll get some more information on that today, but he may be a game-time decision.
What do you have to do to try and get your team to start a little bit faster? Because it seemed like on that first drive you may have had a first down, just some unforced errors there, Coach.
Yeah, drop balls and tip passes. Credit Texas Tech; they got a really good football team. I thought the moment was a little bit too big for some of us initially, but we settled in nicely, and again, really proud of the resolve to continue to compete and continue to fight and stay in that game.
What do you know about Buffalo?
I know quite a bit about Buffalo. I'm excited for the challenge of MAC play to start.
How huge is this game, knowing that this is the only MAC game on the schedule this week? Considering the last 2 years, you guys have a chance to make a statement early on at home, parents and family weekend. Have you emphasized how big this game is, or are you going to do that to your team throughout the week?
No, the guys know how big this game is, right? Anytime you get a chance to play a conference opponent, the stakes are always a little bit higher, right? The preparation gets cranked up a notch. Our guys are excited for the challenge. This is a really good football team. Coach Lembo is an outstanding football coach. I've known him for a long time. He's great with the team. He's great with special teams. He'll always have his guys prepared and ready to go. The offensive coordinator, Dave Patnode, is a guy who recruited me out of high school to Fordham, so I've known him for a long time. He's extremely detailed. He challenges your defense with, some eyes, different personnel groupings and the way he attacks you. And then Joe Bowen, their defensive coordinator, is as good as they come. He's got his guys playing fast and physical, and this is going to be a real challenge. But I know our guys are excited to compete.
Rob?
Hey, Coach, can you talk about some of the guys that got into the game, in the second half late when you were able to get a couple touchdowns, and what you thought of some of those guys, like an Ardell Banks and some of the others, and how they performed?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start with Ardell. I thought Dell had an outstanding week of practice, and I think that led to his production in the game. Building confidence throughout the week in your prep is huge, and he's a young player that we're counting on his continued development to help this football team. As we transition into MAC play here, he's a big, long frame dude and can really run, and those are the type of plays that we brought him here to make. And he came here to make. So I'm excited to watch him. I thought Tion Hunter, another receiver, got an opportunity, dropped the ball later in the game. It's his first college target. He's doing a really, really good job for us on special teams right now. He'll continue to grow. Offensive tackle Tyler Meadows got in the game. His first action, we call him the Mount. He's huge. He's going to continue to get better every opportunity he gets. You may see another freshman offensive lineman, Boston Crowell, in there. He's earned the opportunity to play and help this football team. I thought defensively, Clinton Robinson was flying around. We got to shore up some tackling things with him. But those young guys, 21 and 31, and Terrell Miller is a guy who's been around here who hasn't had an opportunity to make a ton of plays. I thought he was productive in the football game. On special teams, that was a really physical unit, and our guys didn't back down from those physical, face in the fan moments, and proud of our guys.
Speaking of special teams, did Durkin earn some more consideration possibly, moving forward? How do you see that shaking out?
Yeah, Dirk did a great job stepping in a big moment. Jake earned the opportunity to represent us as our starting punter in a position battle during training camp, and had some issues handling the snaps. I thought Gus did a great job with the snaps. Nothing wrong with him. Just had a couple issues handling them, and then Dirk came in, after the third or fourth punt attempt and really settled in and hit the ball nicely. So, we're gonna continue to watch that battle play out, but he'll certainly be a guy to keep an eye on.
Moving ahead to Buffalo, I got a chance to see a lot of the game with Minnesota on national TV.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, they look really strong. They kept them in the game, against a really good Golden Gophers team. Specifically, what are the concerns for you when you look at that defense? Would you agree that that's probably the strength of the team right now?
Yeah, I think Coach Bowen's got those guys playing at a really high level. He did last year, and he is again this year. Guy I've got a lot of respect for, and does it the right way, plays defense the right way, sound schematically in the way he does things, and I think their Mike linebacker is one of the best in the country. Number 2, Red Murdoch. He's a guy who's been productive. I think he led the country in forced fumbles a year ago. Back on tape, doing more of the same this year. I think their front 7 is as good as they get, and then in the back end, they're big, they're physical. I think their offense presents some issues as well, but I think defensively is probably fair to say that that's the bell cow for the program right now.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rob.
All right, thank you all, and see you all Saturday at Dix Stadium. Thank you, Coach.
Absolutely.